If I win, it's because I'm doing commentary. If I tie, pretty sure you can guess it's because Mihai's bad. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's try this out. ZvT on Tal'Darim. This is actually well. I'll first go ahead and start about talking about Mihai, the opponent, or the person who's playing the opponent for this game, right? Terran player, also known as Boxer. He's done very well in MLGs, usually making it to the championship rounds. So he's a very skilled player. One of the best from Team NrG. I definitely feel like that, if not the best from Team NrG right now. Very, very strong Terran. From what I can tell, he enjoys mech play, but he enjoys bio a lot more. So that's what we're going to assume going into this, but only a small percent. If you know an opponent, you want to kind of just assume, but only assume enough that it affects you in slight, small ways if you're not certain. If you're doing like a best of 7 and your opponent's done something 3 times in a row, you can kind of start to assume and use more percentages, right? For, you know, more you suspect it. The same here. The only thing that I'll change is on this map I kind of maybe am worried about some sort of 2 racks play, something early. Because of that I'm just going to scout down the middle. You scout down the middle on this map because you can put 2 barracks here as Terran, and you can do some early pressure that's really strong. So I like to prevent that and sometimes just scout awkward places because that's kind of how you deal with awkward place barracks. Is you scout them, find them out, and you know how to deal with them then. And this map can be hard to scout for 2 racks first because there are 4 bases. Means I have to choose out of 3 which one I want to go to first. And like I said, I'm choosing to go to the complete cross position. So, still doing this very standard build for me, which is 15 hatchery, and we're doing 16 spawning pool. The reason for this, I feel like it gives a very good economy, and it can hold off a bunker rush as well. So that's basically the reason for this. I feel like it's the best balance to economy and defense for early pressure. Didn't see any barracks in the center, so that's perfectly fine. However, there is only 1 depot there. Oh, there's that. And gas, okay. Well, we can go back home, we know exactly what he's doing. We got the information we wanted, now we just have to try and escape with this drone. A lot of times you want to kind of control it by hand because you want it to go in certain ways, like here, if you put some unit there, you don't want to walk it right along this edge, right? So then he can kind of shoot you from above. Your 3rd overlord is also something you really want to control, as well as your other 2 overlords. So in this situation, he really can quite easily send out 1 to 2 marines right now, and if he's making a 3rd marine, he just sends out the first 2 right over to here trying to pick off that overlord, and chances are he could get it if I just didn't pay any attention. Same with this one. I'm actually going to put it up right there right now just in case, because why not? After I finish with it there, we'll move it somewhere else. We're just going to kill that, and we're going to try not to show these 2. If he circles around, we're going to show them though. Alright. Now, at this point, we just want to get our overlord, to use our proper spawn larva mechanic. So we're getting our overlord, we're getting speed as well, and we're going to go ahead and throw down 1 of those just to feel safe. And now we have kind of a weird situation here, right? Where you have 2 drones mining here and a bunch of drones mining there. I'll talk about that in a second. For now, I'm talking about what I'm doing with these 5 wings. I'm going to kind of just poke on the edge. See this, okay? We're not actually going to be able to kill this, I don't think. I'm going to test it. I really don't think we can, though. Yep, didn't think we could. Because of this right here. So now we're going to lose all these Hellions. And this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. It's just basically this right here. The fact that now we lose those. We killed, if we had instead sent maybe just 1 or 2 Zerglings to kill the SUV, kept the others there, maybe ran them away, right away, that would have been the proper, optimum way to do it. But, you gotta learn sometime, and there's no reason why I shouldn't just show you the basic reason behind it right there. I mean, other than the fact that now I lose that. It's gonna show up here with something like 2 to 4 Hellions right now. At this point, we can set this back to normal because we're kind of evened it out. I guess I'll go into now why at the early game I didn't just only leave, or why I didn't split the amount right away. And the reason for that is that anything above 16 is bad. It can be a pain, right? But in this case, I really didn't have it above 16 in the main, so I was really okay. I know that's kind of a weird way to look at it, but that's true. So then, because you're not over 16 here, sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked by Hellions. Because you're not over that amount, you can just keep rallying the new ones. None of the old, but just the new ones there. Let's see, you should have moved all your SCVs away. When you find Hellions like this, you want to give a nice little surround off. Kind of get a nice little scout off with this as well. Looks like he really wanted to kind of looks here like he just wants to do a triple expanse. And at this point it's fine. It's a good idea. We just want to get enough Zerglings, get enough units here that we can really defend. We already have our third hatchery up. We want to kind of spread creep with this as well. Every once in a while, if you click on actually extractor, you can tell how many harvesters you have. So in this case, we get 4 there. And whenever you see a whole bunch of new overlords pop out like this, you want to kind of spread them across the map. Also, at times like these, we kind of can tell that we're a little bit oversaturated in our main. So we're going to use our main to make the buildings. You don't always necessarily need to do that, but it can be very, very helpful. And now we kind of can tell from his build, we saw this command center and this, that all he's going for is something very like just a 3 command center, no pressure defense build, right? So we're just going to make a bunch of Zerglings, kill this over here, put a little bit of pressure on, but obviously not a large amount of pressure. First we want to kill this rocks though. When I have the ability to expand, we're going to go ahead and get a Spire as well. Because putting it there is actually a very bad idea upon like second thought, but I guess I'll explain why in game, that sort of thing. Because if you drop up here, which is very common, it's going to die. Go ahead and put my one little spine collar up there. And since we've kind of cleared out the center of the map, we're going to put guys on each tower. How you do it is you shift click, hold on shift, click one of those Zerglings there. That's how you spread it so even. So you get one there really quickly. And again, you don't want to forget to keep injecting. And we can kind of scout, kind of look and see what's going on here. I assume it's just tank defense. And now at this point, he's going to try and expand. I'm just going to take 2 hatcheries here. Our goal for this is actually just to have one of them stay alive until we have mutas. Once we have mutas up, gotta make sure we take care of our units, right? We're also just going to be spreading creep over here and here. So now we have our mutas up. We can make them up real quick. And we have way oversupply, so I mean that's kind of just a mistake. There's no real other way to put it. It's just a blunder on my part.
We require more
Here we're way oversaturated. You can kind of tell just from looking, but if not, you just box over the whole thing there. You can kind of tell. Boxing over here, same thing. Again, you want to make sure you have Zerglings at all the other possible expansions, so I use the shift click thing for that as well. You want to make sure you don't have that sort of thing, and you kind of put one of those at each base, just to be safe. Alright, looks like, is that well defended? Alright, so in this case, like I said, we're just going to work on spreading our creep. We're going to start getting our upgrades a little bit more heavily at least. We need to be harassing with these mutas a long time ago, since right when they popped. So that's just kind of a blunder on my part, to not actually get into that. But we have our expansions coming up, and now we can go harass a little bit with these a little bit more. We're also going to go ahead and get Burrow. So that's actually quite good. Now, for our meter harass, we're going to go up here. Just kind of poke in. See if we can force a stim. There's really any damage is better than no damage, right? Well, forced the stim, didn't lose a single muta. We have a few damage though, right? That's perfectly fine. We're gonna rally up our drones over to here. And we're gonna add our mutas over here. So now we're as well gonna get our infestation pit. Remember, he has 3 bases now. It's our 3 bases, and we really have just a lot of drones, pretty much, right? A lot of drones, a lot of zerglings. We don't want to. We always want to be taking care of our mutas, though. So that's kind of a big blunder, right? But in this case, it's not too big of a deal because we're just about to be maxed out as well. We want to keep getting upgrades. 1-1 is not bad as choices go. And again, we have all these zerglings now, right? Make sure we keep injecting. I'm going to put all these guys on minerals and gas over here. We're going to go ahead and get that upgrade started. Just because we can. Alright, so here we have 5 bases, minimally saturated. And we have no overload speed, so we're going to go ahead and get that real quick. He's just really being defensive against Midas, and that's what all these turrets are. We're going to go ahead and try and do kind of like a little trick here. And just hit this, move back, hit this, move back. And then run away. Might cost us a muta, might not. We're going to make the rest of these into vein links. Looks like he's moving out now. So at this point, we're going to try and catch him as unaware as we can. Which probably isn't going to be that unaware, to be honest. But he doesn't really have his army spaced out properly. So we're just going to aim him. And we're going to try and click on these and run them through. And this works. What you do is you make a few more infestors behind this if this doesn't work exactly. Keep injecting. Basically use up all your money that you possibly can. And in this case, we're fine. We absolutely destroyed that army. So we're going to tech up to Hive now. We're going to get that and that. Want to be a little bit safer, so we're going to put a couple more spines whenever possible. We're just going to use our mutas, possibly just to harass over here. There's sort of our little remax ability. Those guys are just over there just to kind of distract them a little bit. And now in this situation I could wait and just go for pretty much only, what's it called? Pretty much only go for Hive Tech if you want to do that. It's not a problem. And again, you want to make sure the most important thing when you have a new expansion up is that it's gas. Minerals really aren't that big of a deal for Zerg. It is, but it's all about the ratio, pretty much. Now we have our little speed overlords. You have all the APM in the world. You just kind of shift click to remove one, put them all in one area, shift click to remove them. Just so they're all spread out across the map. Now at this point, we're just gonna basically just get ready to aim him. He ever moves past that, and we're just gonna go ahead and get some corruptors. We can actually just kill this with purely the Zerglings, but we have some infestors too to help do AoE damage. And then when those finish, you want to see that little pop-up on the side. At this point, we're kind of just choking him slowly out of existence. Whenever we get these corruptors finished, and again we try and spread creep at the proper amount of times. It's actually one of the most important things to be spreading creep, but it can be very difficult to keep doing it. If I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so we're gonna get a certain amount of corruptors. Make sure you don't overdo it because it's kind of obvious that each one adds a couple more supply, so you don't want to completely cap yourself on just corruptors. Again, we have stuff all around the map, so we can see if he tries to drop ship. You can just use these mutas around the edges. There's no reason to actually not use these even more than I am. Just trying to talk a lot. They can kind of hurt your play a little bit. It never hurts also to just come back. Do a little bit of damage, come back, do it again. Lose a couple mutas, that's okay. Kill some SCs. You can just almost keep doing this. So you have to keep running away. Just keeps, keeping their APM down a little, or where they can be focusing down a little bit more. Then in the meantime, you're building up just this really nice Broodlord army. If you lose mutas, you're fine because you're going to be remaxing them very shortly with corruptors. I mean with Broodlords, excuse me. Probably assumed that there were banelings there, burrowed, not really sure. Alright, we're actually just gonna burrow that way, just keep the suspense, I guess. And now we're maxed. We have the absolute maximum amount of units we can have with Zerg. And we've really annoyed him trying to take his expansion. And again, we haven't really lost any mutas with this. We're actually just going to aim into this one. Just to maybe lose a muta, we can make these two into Broodlords, excuse me. And then again, just keep harassing a little bit over there with mutas. And now we're going to have this really, really tough army to beat. And again, we have this, kind of defended. Nothing amazing, so we're not going to let this escape up to the high ground. That's kind of the basic. So, now that we have this done, make sure we have the upgrades continually going. We can throw down Ultra's Cavern just to remax after this. We're going to go ahead and rebuild those spines. We have 5 bases. At this point, we just want to use this army cost efficiently. We're actually going to bring our queens. Have to be really careful about doing retarded things like that. Having these queens here really just helps you so you can transfuse. Probably need a few more infestors with this, but in the end it worked out fine. But it was risky, right? So now we have this. We max on ultras with that like 1 or 2 infestor. You don't necessarily need to use ultras. Ultras are just gonna be my kill move, basically. We're just going to use these on the ledge. It's basically why not, right? It's kind of how you just an easy way to micro them, force them to run away. We have all of our upgrades, all these hatches extra, a lot of money banked up, right? It's pretty much what you want. Put this overlord back there just so it kind of spews creep. And now we're going to have this other second army to help support our broodlords who we've kept alive just by keeping them on the side of the base, right?
Mineral field depleted.
In this case, we can just aim move. Because we have our kill move, he's not sieged. We can come around flank from both sides. And GG. Anyway. Hope that was enough commentary. So that was
Replay saved.
kind of fun, but it's very tough to do that much commentary into play.